Hello again. Hope you guys are having a good day, afternoon, evening, whatever you guys are. I'm gonna continue playing with Fresco and my new toy here, the Galaxy Note 3 360 Pro, blah blah blah. And as you know, probably if you watched the first episode, I'm an animation director. I've been animating, let's say, for a good 20 years now, and yeah, I was just gonna try and see how Fresco does with animation. So I'm gonna try just do a well, simple bouncing ball. The thing is, I should have done that straighter, shouldn't I? The thing is that even though I got all the experience in animation, when you do, it was 3D animation. When you go into 2D animation and using the pen and blah blah blah, it's almost like being a Formula One driver and all of a sudden they chop both of your arms and one leg and they still want you to perform. So that's kind of like how I'm feeling at the moment. It's like I know what to do in my head. I know I would do that into with a 3D software like Maya, but doing it like this is interesting. So I just created a ground, let's say, for our ball. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just create another layer. Just gonna put it we're just gonna put it down here. And I'm just gonna try. I wish you would give me the center of the frame. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a tracking for when I'm gonna have my ball, so it kind of like we're almost always aligned. All right, let's get rid of that. Kind of center it a little bit, and this one opacity could be lower. So yeah, what's a bouncing ball? Well, a bouncing ball is pretty much at the base of anything really animation related. If you can master a bouncing ball, you can apply the same principle to anything that you are animating. It could be an arm, could be a leg, could be a body, could be a simple turn. Again, is the way you will understand spacing and timing. Okay, and again, you guys let me know if you want me to cover more about this stuff. But generally, generally, yes, is the foundation the foundation of everything. And I remember when I was studying, I probably better to keep doing some stuff here, otherwise I'm just gonna create a sphere here. Oh, that failed. Sometimes doesn't work as well. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this one would be my, just in case I want to go in and copy it for my layer. Okay, so basically, yes, when I was starting animating, the moment I understood the correlation between the spacing, right, and the timing of the sphere, it completely changed the way i I was seeing animation. I was understanding animation, and especially when you are in Maya, for example, you have curves in the graph editor, right? And so the correlation between what this curve means in terms of spacing, you know related to the timing, was absolutely um, fundamental to my success in understanding what animation is and how it works. Okay, so now let's say we got our sphere reference, we got our ground, we got a line, so we can keep the thing there. Let me just create another one, and this will be our animation layer. And this button here should do animation, which is cool. So let me try this. Let me try, and I'm just thinking it's gonna work, but I haven't tried it. So if I have that and I copy selection, I'm just gonna go in here, which should be the layer, right? And then I paste frame. Okay, there we go. So that one, now I can kind of check it in here. It's roughly in the center. Okay, it's touching the ground. All right, so that's good. Now I'm gonna go done. Okay, so we're gonna basically the way I like to work, and I probably need just like a free thing where I can just explain. So basically, the way I like to work usually is I like to start with setting my extremes. Okay, with extremes I mean, let's say if the ball is going, no, that's not what I want. If the ball is going to go from here to up here to back down here again, right? My extreme would be that would be my frame one, that would be my frame two, that would be my frame three. And then once I got those, then I'll start thinking about, okay, how do I go out of frame one into frame two, and how I go out of frame two into frame three. Okay. Now that would be the the basics. Okay, and the basics are very important, very very important. Okay, so at the moment if we do that, I will definitely create, I think, add frame here. Boom. All right. Oh, you know what, let me see, can we duplicate layers? Let me delete this frame. If I grab this one and duplicate. Okay, so for example, this will be my frame one and frame three. All I need is a frame two, so which will be at the top, right? So I'm just gonna duplicate frame, see if I can do the other thing. Again, this is not really drawing per se, but it's what is he doing there? Not quite working. Why is that? Okay, 2 seconds. Can I just move? No. Looks like nothing is. Okay, so maybe this sphere here is not actually in the layers. Okay, so let's start again and see. Let me clear this, clear flame. So what is this now? Oh, that was that. Okay, so sorry guys, that's the beauty of trying things. So if I copy this selection and then I go into my animation layer and I paste frame, now it's there. Okay, so now I just have to move it down here. Looks like we are in business now. Okay, this one should be frame one though. Oh, let me that. Okay, frame one. Be clumsy sometimes. Okay, frame two will be. Let's duplicate that. And now we don't probably need these for now. Let me just for the sake of clearness. Okay, so we got our frame one and frame two, which is frame three, right? Is when the ball comes down. So let me duplicate another again, duplicate frame. Okay, so now this one will be frame two. What we can try and do like we did earlier, let's see if that works now. I'm just gonna grab that, close lasso, transform, move it up. Okay, so that's already more of a success. Now we just have to make sure that we kind of aligned ish. Okay. So that's done. So now if we deselect and we play, okay, that's pretty much all we need, right? We got all our extreme, extreme one, extreme two, and then we're back to three. Okay. Now it's our goal to start building more frames. Okay. Now we could start by just doing the in-betweens. So the next step will be the in-betweens. And so basically we need to decide. Let me go back to a layer that we can just fluff around with. We just have to decide and be like, okay, we got our extremes. So this is one and this is two. Okay, those are the extremes. Like, how are we gonna go out of our frame one? Okay, what are we? What kind of what are we favoring? Okay, are we favoring this pose more, or are we favoring that pose more? And that will change completely the look and feel of your animation. Okay, if we want something that just really like bouncing, we probably want to be closer to the center or even like closer to the top, right? Because that will show us that there's speed and there's acceleration. If we place the second frame down more here, it will read and will feel more like a slow out of the frame. Okay, so it will have a little bit of a slow pickup, if that makes sense. All right, so we can try again, like I said, animating in 2D is a completely different story. So let's just create another one here, and let's say I'm just gonna, you know what? Let's do the same thing we did before. Let me just, can I paste still? Still have it there. Okay, that's great. That was a great thing to do. So let's say I can say, you know what? I'm just gonna favor that one, right? Going up, meaning that it's going to shoot up faster, and then we're going to have more frames at the top, because that's when, like, let's say gravity takes over and kind of like slows the the sphere from, keep going into space. Again, it's this, we're not on the moon, right? So it will keep it from going up. Okay, let me just delete this frame here. So we got one, two, then we reach our now. The extreme was number two, now became number three because we added an extra frame. And then we want to go down again. So the down could potentially be, I'm going to just do, just for sake of speediness, I'm going to duplicate this frame and I'm just going to chuck it between 4 and 5. Okay, right. So now if we play this, you can see that it's kind of like bouncing. Now this is the best bouncing ball I've ever done in my life. So, and I'm very glad that you guys are witnessing this. Okay. All right. So, what else? Well, now we need to kind of build the fact that the ball is kind of slowing down as it reaches the extreme at the top right here. So, what I can do is I can copy this one. I could either duplicate this frame, or I could just create a brand new frame. If I do plus, will it go before or after? It goes after. Okay, that's great. I can paste my ball. I can move it here, and we're gonna make it feel like it's slowing down into that position. Does it make sense? It's almost like our spacing is getting smaller, meaning that it's slowing down. All right. So just by looking at this with the onioning effect on, you can see that the ball starts here, it shoots up because it's got the bouncing momentum, and then the gravity takes over and it's starting to slow down. Okay, and so that will give us a feeling of, see, it kind of like slowing down and then shooting back down again. All right, so that's pretty cool actually. I'm pretty excited to see. I'm not sure why we got an extra frame here. So I'm gonna just delete it. Sometimes it creates that. So we got 1, 2, 3 getting there. 4 is our new extreme. It was 2 at the beginning, remember? But because we added those 2 extra frames in between, now it moved up to 4. Now 5 is already on the way down. What we need is, again, I could try. What happened if I do? I'm gonna just try this. Paste selection, paste frame. Ha ha. That's why it was duplicating it. So I don't really need to create and then paste. I can just paste and then it will create. Okay, that's great. So I'm gonna do kind of the same, where I'm just gonna slow out of that of my of my extreme at the top. So now it will feel like it's coming up, it's slowing down, and then also is slowing out of the extreme on the way down. All right, and we will feel a little bit more organic. Okay, now that's cool. That's very cool. That's actually very cool. It's awesome to see. Again, it's not the greatest animation ever, but like it's giving me the confidence to do this. Okay. Now all we need is probably we want to do the same, but on the way up, maybe we want to try and maybe add another one here and see how that feels. Okay. So if I do base frame and then I move this one here, let's see what that does. Again, spacing is a tricky thing. Again, it's a little bit too even, as you can see. So probably what we need to do is frame number two as to, can I just move? Let me, no, it doesn't like, so I need to select. So this one needs to be higher, right? But then because of that, we need to move our next frame up as well. Okay, so our frame on the number three, can I move this up? No, close. Oh, that's a bit of a, sorry. Let's try again. Okay, we want to transform that and move it a bit more there. Okay, let's see what that feels like. That's feeling already better. We're kind of getting stuck at the bottom at the bottom a little bit too much. It's probably because we have um, maybe if we delete this one, it might feel better. Let me try quickly. Delete frame. Now, if we play, yeah, that feels better, right? Because we basically we don't we if we have two of the same drawings at each end, it will calculate that frame, and so it will make it feel like is yeah, it's basically staying stationary on the ground for too long. So I mean, that's pretty much how animation works in a nutshell. I'm actually very surprised that I was able to do this so easily and so quickly. There's path that I'm not sure what it is. I don't want to touch it. There's some settings here. A frame per second. Usually, when you animate, it's at 24. If you are doing let's say animated movies or VFX stuff. Uh, Games tends to go to 30 or above. Again, the more of this you have, the more frames you're gonna need to draw. Okay, like for example, if I put probably 24, let's see what happens. It goes faster, right? Because we have less frames. So it would just need to be filled up with a lot more frames. The beauty of that is that it becomes more fluid. So you could potentially just test your animation on with less drawings at 12 frame per second, and then when that's starting to feel good, then you can go in and double your framing. Okay. Well, I hope you find that interesting. I think it was definitely very cool for me to see. And I'm pretty sure you can also potentially start like making them. Oh yeah. Oh, that could be insane, to be honest. Like that could be absolutely insane, and I can't wait to. Yeah, because you can get different colors, different stuff. I don't want to give anybody like schizophrenia or anything like that, but um, it's absolutely insane, and I think I'm already digging this. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want me to try something else or anything like that. Again, I am enjoying trying live and share that with you. And And yeah, that's the way to get better. Really, is to keep going, keep trying, keep experimenting. Thank you so much, and yeah, talk soon. Bye bye.